Alright everyone, I predictably overslept yet again. Actually slept like a baby after burning the midnight oil quite literally. So things are a little bit compacted schedule-wise today. I just wanted to weigh in on Carolyn Kennedy. She came out, this is from Real Clear Politics, link in the description, so that's not archived. Generally I don't archive them because, you know, they've given me a lot of help throughout the years aggregating news from other sources that I can archive. Usually archived before I even get there. She's a total backstabber. You can watch the video there. She's coming out and saying that RFK Jr. is a predator, that he keeps birds of prey for a reason. Like, she goes off on this weird scream. It reminds me of that one Trump relative, I can't remember, Mary Trump I think it is, that constantly berates Donald Trump, and she gets on the airwaves basically because she's doing the TDS thing. And Carolyn Kennedy is now doing, I guess, the RFK Jr. derangement syndrome thing. She's like, he keeps birds of prey and he used to feed him mice and stuff like that. It's kind of what you do with a bird of prey. They don't survive on a vegetarian diet, just to be clear. And so it just gets a little bit weird, because it's like a total obsession. We've seen this with Hegseth, which we'll be talking about later. Due to the General Milley thing, the liberals are in a total mental breakdown at the moment. We've seen this with Gabbard. We've seen this with virtually every member of the administration. It is interesting to me that during the prior administration, you had virtually none of this happening. The legacy media never went through, the records, what did Pete Buttigieg do back in the 1980s or anything like that. Or Harris, even Biden himself. They never put before the public all of the dirt on those individuals. But as soon as Trump gets back into office, everyone in his administration, they're going down the line, basically. Again, Trump, of course. J.D. Vance, he's weird. He has evangelical views. He's a hypocrite, whatever. Hegseth, he's obviously a sexual predator and a constant drunk. Now you've got this with RFK Jr. and of course it gets news coverage. You never had that before. This is the first time in an administration's history that you've seen this kind of absolute cavalcade of attacks on cabinet members. You never saw this under the Biden administration. It was completely absent. There was no vetting process at all, hardly, for them by the legacy media to tell the public, hey, Pete Buttigieg ran over a dog, 10 years ago or something like that. Never happened. With these individuals, unsourced allegations that may not even have anyone alleging them in some cases, and bullshit like this are put on the front page. You fed birds of prey mice and shit. That's what you're supposed to do. Why don't you go to the zoo and watch them feed the owls? Why don't you watch them feed the hawks or the falcons or something? Go to the Audubon Center or something like that. What the fuck do you think that they feed them? By the way, I'm assuming Carolyn Kennedy's not a vegetarian or anything like that, so yeah, I mean, you're eating meat too. That cow, that burger that you're eating was once several cows that were ground up. Just saying. Might be tasty, but you're eating a dead animal. It's just the way that it is. And probably, you make roadkill occasionally. Usually when I encounter roadkill, I've got a little bit of a twisted personality, I suppose. When I see roadkill, my first inclination is to try to run it over again. But I do that for an ethical purpose, because I believe that it might not be fully dead and you're putting it out of its misery. It's basically euthanasia. Sometimes it's bloated and you're just doing it for fun, to watch its intestines explode out of its asshole, but never mind. Carolyn Kennedy is a total backstabber. My opinion is that if it's within your family, within your inner circle of friends or something like that, shut the fuck up. No snitching and stuff like that. You don't need to talk down about other people in your inner circle. I had an incident recently with a relative, a blood relative, was trying to talk down about my dad, and I put him on blast, actually. Said basically cut it out. I believe in loyalty. I believe that especially when family, inner circle, people like that, you have to have loyalty to them. If anything, I'm loyal to a fault in those cases, in some cases. Carolyn Kennedy has backstabbed her relative for absolutely no reason. I mean, the only reason to come out and make this screed is to, basically to get attention. It's fame whoring more than anything else. Oh my God, RFK Jr., my relative, is going to be in a cabinet position, and he will probably get confirmed, although it's not 100% certain. I think still at this point, I don't think his confirmation has gone through yet. I can't remember. And she's doing that for attention, basically, to get on the news, in order to put her name out there. The Kennedy family, by and large, they're a bunch of wackos, actually. The best Kennedys either get killed or they get disowned by the family. JFK, RFK, RFK Jr., the intelligent Kennedys, the ones that actually stand for some civic value, they're the ones that either get shot under weird circumstances, or they're the ones that get disowned from the family, effectively, cut off completely. I find this sad. It's sad when you have a family that's torn apart in such a manner. I don't boast any ill will against the rest of the Kennedy family. I mean, you've supplied us one of the best presidents and so forth, and the Kennedys, they're all skilled, talented people. But with a huge brand name, by the way, that they're not capitalizing on fully. But at the same time, you have this weird sort of soap opera intrigue going on within the family. And it's just unhelpful, number one. And number two, much like with Mary Trump, basically just, her. How do you know about her? Because her last name is Trump and she has TDS and talks down about Donald Trump. Much like that, it's rather odd to see like Carolyn Kennedy coming out and calling, her, I guess, cousin or whatever he is to her, a predator. Oh my God, he keeps hawks for a reason. Okay, so he likes birds, and he knows what kind of diet they're supposed to eat. Wow. I mean, my God, that's so surprising to me. Okay, so in other words, he could be a zookeeper, and I guess you'd be the stupidest monkey in his zoo. That's about all. Peace out.